Imagine discovering that the person you trusted most was secretly undermining your entire world until one pivotal document exposed everything, leading to a dramatic courtroom showdown. Stick around to uncover the twists in this tale of betrayal, resilience, and justice. Senior engineer Mark Thompson gazed at the framed picture on his workstation in the softly illuminated office of SecureTech Base. The shiny 5x7 captured his wife Sarah beaming alongside their kids, Ethan 12 and Sophia 9, in front of their cozy California residence. The urban dust had marred the frame, similar to how years had strained his marriage through 3 back-to-back assignments. Mark traced his rough fingers over Sarah's image. Her grin used to be authentic. Now he struggled to recall her last genuine chuckle during their online chats. Their talks had become briefer, her justifications more common. 30 minutes until launch, Director Hayes announced from the entrance. Data review just arrived. It's a critical asset this time. Mark gently tucked the photo into his backpack. On my way, sir. At 35, Mark had dedicated 14 years to government cybersecurity, excelling in threat detection and data scrutiny, with a knack for linking disparate digital clues that earned him the moniker the Tracker in his team. That sharp intellect now connected Sarah's growing odd actions. During his recent visit home 6 months prior, he'd detected an unfamiliar aftershave in their restroom. Sarah brushed it off as a freebie from the mall. He'd uncovered bills for eateries in distant cities she'd never discussed. When pressed, she mentioned outings with colleagues he'd never met. "You're overthinking, Mark," she'd remarked. "That's the price of always hunting for dangers." Maybe she had a point. 14 years chasing cyber threats had made him wary by instinct. Yet Mark couldn't dismiss the sense that trouble brewed back home while he safeguarded national secrets. The task that evening involved pulling details from a suspected data broker in a secluded network hub. As Mark prepared, his secure device pinged a message from Sarah. "Skip the call tonight. Heading to Mom's with the kids. Spotty signal there." Her mom resided in central Los Angeles. The connection was flawless. Another fabrication. 3 days on, Mark decoded signals pinpointing a major hacker's location. The follow-up operation succeeded, garnering Mark recognition. While his colleagues toasted, he withdrew to his space and accessed the home monitoring app on his device, the one Sarah didn't know he'd set up pre-assignment. The master suite feed displayed a guy's coat draped over his lounge chair. At 2:14 a.m. Pacific time, Sarah appeared with a stranger Mark didn't recognize. They chuckled, sipping wine, his reserve vintage, from their anniversary glasses. Mark observed impassively as the man embraced his wife. He didn't avert his eyes when they headed to the mattress, his mattress. Rather, he captured it all, his strategic brain already planning the most personal intel op ever. When the supervisor proposed time off post-success, he passed. "I must gear up first, sir," he stated flatly. "The adversary assumes superiority. I plan to flip that." "You certain about this, buddy?" Jake Miller, Mark's tightest ally in the group and a networking expert, appeared worried as he assisted Mark in establishing protected links on his gadgets. "I'm not leveling claims without proof," Mark responded, verifying the safe data relay. "That's not our method." Jake exhaled sharply. The tracker applying his expertise to his own backyard. Didn't see that coming. Me neither. Over the ensuing 8 weeks, amid his regular responsibilities, Mark ran a hidden probe into his personal affairs. He tapped into shared finances, mobile logs, and resident surveillance. He programmed scripts to highlight trends, lodge fees, odd dining expenses, unexplained absences. The facts piled up. The individual was Alex Harper, a tech sales agent who'd relocated to their area 11 months back, soon after Mark's second stint started. Per social media, he'd swiftly integrated into the neighborhood, helping at identical school events as Sarah, signing up for the same fitness center. Their liaison kicked off around 7 months ago, aligning with Sarah's abrupt zeal for workouts and reading groups that stretched unusually long. The house cams disclosed he'd visited their place at least 36 times, occasionally during school hours, sometimes deep into the night with the kids resting above. Most alarming to Mark were the taped dialogues about their shared tomorrow. "Mark's assignment runs another 4 months, Sarah had murmured, nestled against Alex in Mark's armchair. Post-divorce, given his job history, he'll be fortunate with weekend visits. Judges typically side with moms." "You positive?" Alex had inquired, stroking her shoulder. "Ending it with a dedicated pro won't win friends here." "He's no star to me," Sarah had retorted icily. He picked work over family long ago, plus we've hidden our trail. He'll stay clueless until I decide otherwise. The breaking point arrived when Mark unearthed texts about Alex settling into the home after the split. The property Mark had bought with his hazard bonuses and remote work stipends. What Sarah and Alex overlooked was Mark's clearance level and expert skills, granting him tools beyond average folks' grasp. His data net expanded, and what he learned about Alex Harper chilled him. Alex wasn't merely a sales guy. His background revealed gaps Mark identified from his counter-hack ops signs of a phony persona. More worrisome were hefty cash inflows to hidden accounts linked to pseudonyms Mark exposed via agency systems. When Mark eventually shared the full extent with Jake, his pal's complexion drained. "This exceeds a fling," Jake noted. "This dude's exploiting your wife for access to something big." "Not solely my wife," Mark said softly. "My kids, my house, my existence." He shut the computer. "And I suspect he's tied to the exact grids we've monitored here." "Damn, Mark. That implies this isn't just marital drama, it's national defense." Mark sought urgent leave 2 weeks prior to his planned return, referencing a household emergency. In truth, it wasn't false. "Thompson, you've got 30 days, Director Hayes advised. "But considering what you've disclosed on possible internal risks, I'm greenlighting ongoing resource use. Keep it unofficial." "Copy that, sir. Appreciate it." And Mark, the director, added gently, "Whatever Sarah's role, aware or not, stick to protocol. Compile facts, confirm, then proceed. Don't let feelings blur your view." Mark touched down at LAX at 3:42 p.m. on a drizzly Wednesday. He skipped calling Sarah. Instead, he booked a hotel 20 miles away and set up his command center. The following 48 hours involved on-site observation, adding extra tracking gear and linking with reliable agency allies. What he found validated his deepest concerns. Alex Harper was truly Ivan Kuznetsov, a mid-tier agent for a global syndicate focused on pilfering tech secrets. His approach was straightforward, yet potent: spot personnel with top clearances, study their home dynamics, then pursue at-risk partners during absences. Mark wasn't unique. 3 other professionals had faced similar ploys in 5 years, each resulting in splits where the agent kept ties to the ex-spouse for child proximity, kids who could naively share overheard details. On day 3, Mark headed home, syncing his arrival with school logs showing the kids present but Sarah at her halftime admin role. Ethan swung open the door, his gaze expanding in surprise before hurling into his dad's hug. "Dad, you're back early." "Unexpected schedule shift," Mark fibbed easily, squeezing his boy close. "Where's your sis, Dad?" Sophia raced down the steps, almost knocking Mark over with her hug. Her cheeks were damp. "I missed you tons." For an instant, Mark let himself be just a dad reuniting with his offspring. They chattered over one another, displaying class assignments and sharing tales as he whipped up treats in the kitchen. A kitchen where he'd seen Sarah and Alex craft cozy meals through cams. "Hey, met Mom's buddy, Mr. Alex?" Ethan asked casually. "He drops by often. He's showing me curveball throws." Mark held his grin via discipline. "Oh yeah, what else does Mr. Alex handle during visits?" The kids' pure responses affirmed all. Alex had steadily fostered bonds with them, posing relaxed queries on Mark's duties trips, even his security setups. "Dad, you all right?" Sophia inquired, spotting his tightened look. Mark eased his face. "Just jet-lagged, honey." He glanced at the clock. "Hey, surprise time. Ice cream run before Mom arrives. Tell me everything about classes." He treated them to cones, then a film logging their moments with snaps and clips. Upon return, Sarah's vehicle sat in the drive next to an unknown BMW. "Whose ride?" Mark queried lightly. "Mr. Alex's," Sophia replied. "Probably fixing the leaky faucet again." Mark's teeth clenched briefly before loosening. "You two head to the yard for a bit. Want to catch Mom off guard." He slipped inside quietly, his op training clear in his steps. He overheard them prior to sighting. Sarah's giggles from the kitchen, a guy's low reply. Mark filmed on his phone, nearing. "The split doc seems solid," Alex was stating. "Once submitted, we push for primary care, citing his long absences and job stress effects. Agencies avoid these fights, bad optics. And the property?" Sarah probed. "As long as we prove it's for kids' steadiness, it's almost assured. Courts lean that way for pros." Mark entered the kitchen frame. "Is that so?" Sarah's stunned expression might have been gratifying, if not for the severity. Alex rebounded faster, offering his palm with a rehearsed beam. You must be Mark. Heard plenty about you. Alex Harper. Mark bypassed the hand. Fascinating. I've gathered a lot on you too, Ivan. Alex's beam dipped for a split second, enough for Mark to confirm the strike. Mark, why no heads up? Sarah stuttered. Alex is just a pal aiding with fixes while you were gone. Is that the term? Mark's tone stayed unnervingly steady. Kids are out back. We'll chat civilly around them. Then I'm dining with them, and upon return I anticipate you both vanished. This is my home, Sarah objected. Jointly ours, Mark amended. And I've got substantial data that could intrigue both agency security and FBI on your pal's dealings. Alex's gaze sharpened. You're a mistaken engineer. Travel fatigue messes with you. 3 assignments, 14 years in, and specialized threat training do wonders too. Mark countered levelly, like spotting trends following money trails linking pieces. He faced Sarah. Pursue the split if desired. Your call, but grasp what you're entangled in beforehand. You threatening me, Sarah challenged. No offering insights. Your move next. Mark strode to the rear door. Kids, let's hit the burger joint for supper. As he departed with the children, Mark dispatched a preset note to Director Hayes. ID on Kuznetsov confirmed, advancing to stage 2. The weeks ahead played out like a strategy game. 2 days post-return, Mark got divorce filings listing incompatible views. Sarah's lawyer, Elaine Voss, a sharp divorce specialist notorious for hitting government workers, sought the family pad's sole guardianship of the kids and 70% of Mark's pension benefits. Mark engaged Robert Sanchez, an ex-agency legal advisor focused on shielding employee rights. After examining Mark's proof, Robert's seasoned features furrowed with worry. This surpasses a basic split, he commented in his chambers. If your intel on Alex Harper holds, your wife might be unknowingly wrapped in data theft. I think she's unaware, Mark conceded. Influenced, sure, but possibly liable. That's for us to figure, and this proof you've amassed some might not fly in domestic court from collection methods. Mark agreed. I know, hence dual paths, one for family judge, one for federal probe. Robert reclined. You aim to lure them, leverage the divorce as decoy. Precisely. They see me as a frantic spouse battling for his young ones. Let them believe that as we construct the true file. The first session was set for September 15th. In the month between, Mark relocated to a compact unit but invoked his equal parenting entitlement. The kids were bewildered and distressed by the abrupt shifts, particularly when Sarah started permitting Alex overnights. Why does Mom allow Mr. Alex to crash when you can't stay anymore? Ethan questioned on a weekend stay. Adults sometimes face tough calls, Mark replied cautiously. But know this isn't on you, and I'll ensure you're both secure. Solo Mark pressed his inquiry. With Director Hayes' informal nod, he synced with a compact crew of cyber pros, aiding off hours in monitoring Alex's actions and comms. What surfaced was unsettling. Alex had hit 3 prior professional households before the Thompsons. He targets homes where the worker handles sensitive data, clarified Captain Ruiz, a digital defense whiz, helping Mark unofficially. Befriends the partner, orchestrates a breakup, then stays linked as a stepdad type. Kids chat especially to trusted grown-ups. They echo bits heard, display found items. It's sneaky but works. Mark appended darkly. Pinpointed as overseer yet. On it, traced links to a dummy firm in Nevada we think is a cover, but check this: big funds flowing to accounts your wife can tap. Mark's look darkened. Display it. The money path showed Sarah had lately opened a private fund with large deposits, funds matching Mark's assignment timelines and clearance boosts. The setup hinted at payouts for key data points. She's not merely played, Mark grasped. She's rewarded. The disloyalty stung worse than the romance. Mark had committed his career to defending secrets only to find the foe had invaded his space, bonding with his kids, while peddling any scraps from his belongings, routines, and perhaps the kids' harmless talks. When Mark challenged Sarah on the cash during a kid swap, her reply sealed his doubts. You're snooping my personal funds, she whispered harshly, eyeing where Alex idled in the vehicle. That's against the law. Is it more or less unlawful than taking cash from overseas entities for secret access? Mark queried softly. Since that's what the proof indicates, Sarah. You're nuts, she barked, but her tone wavered. Alex sells tech. The cash is from ventures he's guiding me on. Ventures that oddly sync with my trip dates and access elevations. Mark edged nearer. Ponder hard on your entanglement, for the kids if nothing else. For a flash doubt crossed Sarah's features. Then Alex beeped the horn and her face stiffened. The court will learn of your wild claims and spying, she declared. Savor your time while possible. As September 15th neared, the legal clash ramped up. Elaine Voss submitted urgent pleas claiming Mark was erratic and risky from job burnout, a state he'd never had confirmed. The judge mandated mental assessments for both. Meanwhile, the parallel agency probe sped as Mark's contacts revealed ties between Alex Harper/Ivan Kuznetsov and recognized foreign hack groups. Proof built, but they required him caught in data exchange. 3 days pre-hearing, Mark got a coded note from Director Hayes. Overseer ID'd securing now. Hold facade till verified. That night, as Mark cooked for the kids on his slot, Ethan posed a query that froze him. Dad, is it wrong if I shared about your secure setup when Mr. Alex asked where you store work gear? Mark stayed casual. What exactly did you say, champ? Just that you have a locked drawer in your study for your protected laptop post-trips. He mentioned a gift idea. Mark embraced his son. Not wrong at all, you did fine. But inside his mind raced. The drawer held his biometrically locked device, tough for Alex to crack, but the try showed desperation. That evening, after dropping the kids to Sarah, Mark reached Robert. Speed things up. They're probing classified access directly now. The session's in 3 days, Robert noted. We must get Judge Whitaker to see the big picture. Not all of it, Mark fixed. Enough to shield the kids as we set the snare. I've prepped a court item. It'll shift all. The family courthouse hummed with motion on September 15th morning. Mark showed early in his formal business attire with achievement pins. A deliberate choice his counsel had cautioned against. They'll say you're angling for sympathy, Robert had advised. I'm not concealing my identity or sacrifices, Mark had countered. Let them critique my record if they try. Sarah came with Alex and her counsel, appearing assured in a pricey outfit Mark hadn't seen. The difference stood out: Mark in suit symbolizing commitment and duty. Sarah and Alex in luxury wear, denoting their deceit-based new phase. Elaine Voss promptly challenged Mark's attire. Judge Mr. Thompson is obviously trying to sway the court with this professional display. Judge Victoria Whitaker, a firm lady in her 60s known for equity, looked over her specs. Ms. Voss, workers can don their uniforms in proceedings. Challenge denied. Early exchanges went predictably. Sarah's lawyer depicted Mark as a distant dad whose hazardous role and repeated absences rendered him unfit for major custody. She stressed Mark's suspicious conduct since homecoming, like trailing Sarah and Alex and leveling baseless charges. Mrs. Thompson has been the main nurturer through the kids' lives, while Mr. Thompson opted for ongoing remote posts, Elaine contended. Now he returns expecting to upend the steady setup she's built. Moreover, his alarming assertions against Mr. Harper, an esteemed tech vendor who's positively impacted these kids, show his unsteadiness. When Robert spoke, he took an unforeseen angle from Mark. Judge, my client has served 3 high-risk assignments, guarding the liberties that enable this court. In those periods, he backed his family monetarily and sentimentally as feasible from afar. What he didn't foresee was returning to find his wife not only broke their commitments, but possibly jeopardized state security too. Elaine Voss objected at once. These wild claims don't belong in custody talks. I'm tempted to concur, counsel, Judge Whitaker told Robert, unless you've proof tied to the kid's safety stick to guardianship elements. The proof directly links to the kid's safety, Judge, Robert said steadily. Since Mr. Harper, whom Mrs. Thompson wants residing in the home with the children, isn't as he presents. The room buzzed as Robert showed files highlighting gaps in Alex's ID and career log. He sidestepped classified data Mark accessed, emphasizing open records and legit sourced info, raising grave queries on Alex's nature and aims. Sarah grew uneasy, murmuring urgently to her lawyer as Alex kept a trained, scornful grin. When Elaine grilled Mark, she attacked. Mr. Thompson, true you placed monitoring tools in the family residence without your wife's okay. I set a security network with cams in shared spaces pre-3rd assignment, Mark replied honestly. For household safeguard, my wife knew of it. And did you employ it to watch her? I checked feeds when worried about strangers entering my home. Answer straight, Mr. Thompson. I examined security when concerns arose. That's their purpose. Elaine switched gears. Isn't it fact your work strain and exposures have left you distrustful, seeing risks everywhere? I've no burnout diagnosis, Mark affirmed, and my risk evaluation skills apply here. How so? See your wife as a risk, Mr. Thompson. Mark eyed Sarah. I view any endangering my kids' well-being as a risk. Counsel. Morning statements ended with references for both. Mark's superiors vouched for his honor and zeal, while Sarah offered locals and educators praising her kid involvement. Post-lunch break, Judge Whitaker spoke to parties. I've assessed initial proof and accounts. While Mr. Thompson's worries on Mr. Harper concern me, I lack enough to sway custody now, she addressed Sarah. Mrs. Thompson, the court notes your primary role but also affirms Mr. Thompson's entitlement to strong kid bonds despite job demands. To Mark. Mr. Thompson, your contributions merit praise, but this court prioritizes kid stability needs. The judge's early notes hinted she'd favor Sarah Maine residence with ample visits for Mark. Precisely what Sarah and Alex sought and what Mark predicted. Before ruling, Judge Whitaker went on, any additions from either side. This was Mark's cue. He glanced at Robert, who nodded subtly. Judge Fo. Mark rose. One file for submission. He neared the bench with a lone page, the peak of months' data work checked by agency and FBI. The paper held no secrets, just probe outcomes on Alex Harper / Ivan Kuznetsov, including foreign op links and money trail to Sarah. Judge Whitaker's eyes expanded reading. She glanced at Mark, then Sarah and Alex, her demeanor shifting from impartial to alert. Stay put, she snapped. Bailiff, seal doors and lock this room now. Alex rose abruptly. This is absurd. I'm not part of this. Sit, sir, the judge ordered. Sarah faced Alex, puzzled. What's going on? What did he submit? The doors swung for 4 security guards in gear, plus 2 FBI in suits. Ivan Kuznetsov, the head FBI declared, arrested for spying on U.S. and acting as unregistered agent. Sarah's counsel scattered files, shocked as guards advanced on Alex, who scanned for exit. None found, he darted to Sarah. Say it's error. Say it. 2 guards blocked him, restraining swiftly as FBI recited rights. Sarah stood rigid, pallid as truth hit. Mrs. Thompson, the other FBI neared, come with us for queries on your role. I don't get it, Sarah murmured, pleading to Mark. What is this? Mark held her stare. Results of decisions, Sarah. Yours and mine. Judge Whitaker struck her gavel. Custody session paused till federal probe ends. Mr. Thompson, under these unique conditions, granting you interim full custody. Reconvene post-clarity. As guards escorted Alex, he eyed Mark last, the Alex Harper facade gone, showing Ivan Kuznetsov's icy scheming. In that instant, Mark recognized what his kids endured. A hunter using them as tools in a perilous scheme. Outside, Director Hayes awaited. Smooth op, Thompson. Thanks for backing, sir. Kids secure at school. I'll fetch them. The director nodded. Not finished. His web's broad. Kids need guarding till we dismantle the group. Understood, sir. Mark stood tall, every bit the pro. I'll safeguard mine. The courtroom exposure's fallout rolled quick. Alex's bust hit headlines. Foreign operative nabbed in tech spy ring. News crews parked by the Thompson pad, pushing Mark to shift with kids to a protected agency site briefly. Sarah wasn't cuffed that day, but questioned deeply. FBI dug up she'd taken over $200,000 in masked fees and returns, all syncing with Mark's assignment phases and access hikes. 2 weeks later, Mark met FBI agent Lisa Grant to go over results. We think your ex was knowingly involved, Mr. Thompson. Grant detailed displaying transfers. The payment rhythm, too, matches your work events for chance, but we doubt she grasped Kuznetsov's full setup. Meaning she knew she got paid for granting access to your items' timetable and work details. She likely rationalized it as business rivalry, not betrayal. Grant sealed the dossier. She's assisting now, alleging Kuznetsov played her. Might lighten charges, but she faces heavy time. Mark took it with his signature poise, though inside emotions clashed. The treachery was total, not mere vows, but all he valued. The kids were crushed. Detailing their mom's absence demanded tough talks no parent wants. Is mom bad? Sophia queried one evening, voice cracking. Mark picked words wisely. Your mom chose poorly, harming many, but she loves you still. But she aided a villain, Ethan stated with youthful, stark ethics. Alex aimed to hurt you and others. People are layered, kid. They err hugely without being wholly evil. Even saying it, Mark questioned his faith in it. The split resumed with Sarah weakened. Her lawyer quit avoiding spy taint. Her folks, heartbroken by her deeds, still backed her, securing a fresh counsel versed in crime and family law. At the restarted session, Sarah showed an inmate gear, bail denied as escape threat. Vanished the poised, chic lady demanding home and custody. Instead, a weary accused facing not just split but charges. Judge Whitaker recused as witness in federal. New Judge Daniel Reyes eyed the case anew. Extraordinary setup, he observed initially. Court must detach criminal claims from custody while noting their effect. Sarah's new counsel, Alan Friedman, pleaded despite her missteps, Sarah merited kid ties. Judge Mrs. Thompson erred gravely, but her kid affection is real. We seek overseen visits as her case advances. Robert Sanchez rebutted with proof of Sarah urging kids to spy on Mark's habits for her and Kuznetsov. Records indicate Mrs. Thompson prompted kids to note father's routines and relay to her and Mr. Kuznetsov. She risked them as unaware data sources. This shows core neglect of their safety. Most condemning was Ethan's remote video testimony to lessen stress. Mom rewarded me extras for sharing Dad's work bits, he said anxiously. She called it fun to recall Dad's device and calls. Sophia's counselor testified the girl now had worry and bond problems from sudden mom loss and learning Mr. Alex used her against Dad. Judge Reyes ruled firmly. Mark got total legal and home custody, with Sarah allowed monthly overseen visits, post-mental check, and parent training. Family home to Mark plus most shared goods. Sarah, with bills and possible payback, got personal items and minor clean savings. As for Alex/Ivan, he faced charges with life potential. The net Mark aided expose yielded 15 more busts over 3 states, breaking a decade-long op hitting pros. 6 weeks post-busts, Mark attended a secret Pentagon meet. Director Hayes and top Intel brass thanked his efforts and personal cost for security. Your moves preserved lives and vital tech data, said General Patterson, Intel head. Just my duty, sir, Mark said. Guarding essentials. We'd like you ongoing, the general offered. Your background is key for counter threats. Promotion and spot in new family defense team. You'd spot and stop ops like yours hit. Mark waited. Respectfully, sir, kids need routine now. Lost mom to lockup, need dad around. Got it, hence non-travel role. Virginia-based, standard shifts mostly. The general passed a file. Check specs. This protects other families from your ordeal. That night, Mark lounged on the family deck, now just his and kids, eyeing the proposal. The job let service while Dad present for Ethan and Sophia. Crucially, it purposed their tragedy. His secure line pinged from Agent Grant. Kuznetsov spilling. Op bigger than thought. More plants in pro areas. In tomorrow, Mark replied, 0900 sharp. Inside, Sophia giggled at Ethan's quip. A rare sound lately. Their bounce back awed him. Despite all they mended, adjusted, found joy sparks. He'd block repeats for other families. Arena shifted, but goal same. Defend priorities, whatever price. A year post-courtroom bomb, Mark leaned on his kitchen counter scanning school forms as kids breakfasted. Their AM flow had stabilized. Meals prepped, bags inspected. A structured steadiness, their lifeline. Dad signed this for museum outing, Ethan said, pushing a slip over. At 13, he'd shot up 2 inches yearly and joined junior tech club at school. Done. Sophia, math work packed, Mark asked, signing after skim. Sophia, 10, affirmed mid-serial. Therapy aided hugely. Her worries eased, though she kept door ajar and sometimes joined Mark's bedpost dreams. Can we see Mom weekend? Ethan murmured, eyes down. Mark kept neutral, though it stirred mixed feels. Set for Saturday, 11 a.m., usual. The monthly federal prison meets where Sarah served her 8-year term were routine, if not Mark's fave. Sarah pled to lesser unregistered agent fail and fraud, traded for net info. I skipped this time, Sophia said, bowl-gazing. Your pick, Han. Mark soothed. No force ever. Ethan seemed split. If Sophia stays, I should too. I can have Mrs. Ellis watch Sophia if you go, Mark suggested, meaning Jake's wife, now family pillar. Pre-Ethan reply, Mark's work line buzzed. Grant's text, Kuznetsov wants meet, claims vital data asked you. Mark's jaw affirmed. Hadn't faced Alex/Ivan since court, though read his query logs. Life terms in MaxSec trading bits for perks. All good, Dad. Ethan noted his face. Mark smiled, reassuring. Work only. Hurry or bus misses. Post-kid send-off. Mark headed to secure hub where family defense ran. In year, they'd nixed 3 more foreign ploys on pro homes. Mark's ordeal sharpened his spot on alerts. General Hayes promoted, and Grant waited in meet room with 2 FBI. Digital pros. He's en route from Mac, Hayes B. said. 1400 arrival. Says has live leads on unseen agents. Why now? Why me? Mark asked. Grant shrugged. Insists you only. Maybe real, maybe mind play. You know his style. I do, Mark concurred sternly. Hence distrust. Hayes leaned. You can skip Thompson. You've paid plenty. Mark pondered, bowing out. Life balanced. Kids healed. Work mattered, allowed Dad roll. But visions of other homes kids targeted steeled him. I'll do it my rules. The stark query space, fixed table seats, fortified walls, constant watch. Mark waited file review as door opened. Ivan Kuznetsov, ex-Alex Harper, entered, chained guards flanking. Prison year weathered him. Charming grin gone for hollow edge suit swapped for jumpsuit. Senior Engineer Thompson, Kuznetsov greeted with faint accent absent in Harper Act. Or promoted now, heard upgrades. Cut chit-chat, Mark said coldly. You called this, speak. Kuznetsov eyed him shrewdly. Kids well, Ethan in junior high, Sophia still storm-fearful. Mark's face stoned, though rage surged at kid mentions. You forfeited family knowledge rights, end unless useful intel. Kuznetsov smirked slim. Ever pro. Why they missed your trail? He leaned. Op in Seattle, tech intel, 3 active eyeing Larson clan, commander in AI defense. Mark noted San's value reveal. Names? Too simple. Kuznetsov's gaze sparkled manipulation. Want trade. No bargain spot. Prime spot. I give intel, get perks. Standard. What want? Mark queried, guessing. Sarah contact. Mark's pen halted brief. No. Letters only. Scanned edited protocols as needed. Kuznetsov eased back. We shared love real. Save it. Mark flat. Targeted her for my access. Psych profile showed flattery, luxury, vulnerability. Handler SOP. That your story, Kuznetsov probed. She couldn't love another, must be ploy. Mark spotted psych attack ignored. No value, done. As he rose, Kuznetsov rushed. David Ellis, Marina AI coach in Seattle, lessons to Larson's teens. Checks show holes if searched right. Mark paused, receded. Continue. Next hour, Kuznetsov detailed Seattle op and 2 in Austin, Miami. Specific, checkable, potent. Why spill now? Mark asked finally. Kuznetsov shrugged. Old bosses tried hit last month. Transfer trap flopped, but point clear. My value over loyalty shifts. And Sarah letters we had genuine, despite beliefs. Kuznetsov's eyes showed seeming true feel. Mark collected notes. I'll check. If solid, suggest review request. No guarantees. As Mark exited, Kuznetsov called. She never quit you. Even with me, she spoke of you the steadfast pro. Just couldn't handle isolation. Mark stopped at door, left wordless. No satisfaction for Kuznetsov. That night, after prelim checks proved legit, Mark Deck watched Ethan Sophia yard play with neighbor pup. Grant phoned David Ellis, watched evidence backing claims emerging. Need you Seattle tomorrow, she said. Larson girls booked with Ellis. Post-kid drop. Watching kids pure fun, Mark mulled Kuznetsov's ask. Idea of him reaching Sarah repelled, but withholding intel from grudge wasn't him. His line buzzed, Sarah prison MSG, monitored for kids only. Ethan hinted skip Saturday. Okay? Mark eyed it, recalling wedded woman kid's mom pre-Kuznetsov exploit of weaknesses. Per eval, she thought info harmless, just competition. He responded, conflicted, his call. Sophia no this month. Quick reply. Got it. Thanks, not fully alienating them. You could've. Mark silent, truth more layered than she'd grasp. He hadn't poisoned kids versus her despite pain. Not forgiveness he hadn't, might never. But kids needed own process, sans bias. Dad, join! Sophia yelled, waving. Mark stowed phone, played shelving Kuznetsov cybersecurity for precious time. Tomorrow, new threats. Tonight, kids. 2 years post-reveal, life hit what Mark's counselor termed new routine. Kids excelled in studies, dreams mostly gone. Mark's defense unit role grew to family trainings aiding spot dodge foreign lures. Sarah served 3 of 8 years possible early for ongoing aid. Her monthly kid meets eased, though Mark distanced using officials or Mrs. Ellis for transport on travel. Seattle op from Kuznetsov led 5 busts, averting big data loss. Later tips valued grudging okay for his monitored Sarah letters. Mark informed not asked accepted pro-wise while personally bothered. On cool October AM, Mark eyed protocols for family seminar when secure rang. Grant tense. HQ now. Kuznetsov issue. What type? Face-to-face. Involves Sarah kids. Mark iced. En route. At HQ, not just Grant, but General Hayes. Sarah Warden, 2 FBI digital experts. What? Mark demanded. Grant cued specialists showing screen comms. These approved watched letters between Kuznetsov and X last 8 months. Mark scanned seem harmless memories, regrets, books, prison life. No red flags. And these specialists added new set actual hidden exchanges via advanced embed in approved words. Decoded, revealed, dark. Not just romance, but Mark's work schedule, alarmingly kid details. How? Mark asked, composure strained. Warden uneasy. Code advanced, hidden in phrases, triggered patterns, standard checks missed, new AI caught it. Kuznetsov trained smart, Grant added, taught Sarah via approved, built slow under radar. Mark zeroed on Sarah decode. Ethan said M's new partner in AI defense, need name level. She used visits for intel from kids. Mark realized, voice low. On me work. None denied, proof clear. General Hayes, throat cleared. Revoking all for both now. Sarah to max sec, no contact but lawyer. Kuznetsov loses earned perks. And kids, Mark asked. Partial why here, Grant soft. Content shows Sarah quizzed them systematically, especially Ethan on your life work, given role major breach risk. Impact struck Mark hard. Visits he enabled for kid heal weaponized. Sarah unchanged, just adapted. We must query kids, FBI said. Gauge compromised info. No, Mark firm. Trauma enough, I'll manage. Thompson, General Hayes started. Rules demand. Respect, sir, my kids. Trained in gentle query, no exact needs for breach check. Compromise. Mark initial recorded talk with kids, psych present. Then decide further. That PM Mark table sat with Ethan. 14, Sophia 11. Early pickup from activities talk urgent. Need ask on mom visits. He started soft. No trouble for you or her, just clarify. Ethan guarded. What things? In visits. Mom query on me job acquaintances. Siblings glanced confirming fears pre-speak. Sometimes, Sophia admitted, if you're content seeing someone typical mom chat. Specific folk or job. Ethan table stared. Asked Laura Lotz what she does at office, said computers only all I know. Laura Jenkins Mark's 6-month date unit digital pro on classified AI. What more, Ethan? Mark gentle. If I see work docs or hear calls, told her office safe. Thought no big mom curious? Mark held calm, despite drop. Ask to seek specific or schedule, Sophia added. Always travel times, says for call timing but notes each. Talk revealed pattern intel masked as care. Kids gave bits innocent alone but mosaic troubling on Mark's work moves, links, post-talk hardest. Tough news, mom shared this with Alex. What how? Ethan demanded, voice break. Prison letters, hidden codes in them. Sophia's eyes teared. Why mom said sorry Alex tricked her? Mark careful. Some choices hard grasp. Mom may be still mixed on right-wrong with Alex. No more visits. Ethan concluded, face like Mark's young. Not now. She's moving facilities. Then family decide. Sophia sobbed full. Don't want anyway. Still liar. Mark held her as she wept. Overhead met Ethan's eyes, no longer child's, but youth facing adult betrayals twice. Sorry, Mark simple. You deserve more. Later, kids asleep. Mark office reviewed convo footage. For FBI agency breach assess, secure Buzz Grant. Sarah wants urgent call you on kids. Suggest deny. Mark pondered long. She'd betrayed him nation now kids twice, using love trust as tools. Response. Copy, no contact but via counsel. As phone down spotted Ethan's essay, Heroes Among Us, read opener. My dad is a hero not just for national work, hero for protecting even when tough, when it pains. When mom mess collapsed, he assured not our blame. Built safe new life. Real heroes do that. Mark replaced paper. Emotions mix pride in son's strength, sorrow for lost family, resolve to guard rest. Tomorrow start end Sarah Wright's process on ongoing kid crimes. Painful fight, but he'd wage. Some betrayals unforgivable, risks intolerable. Kids lost mom twice. First affair now, deceit. Couldn't restore but ensure no reuse. 5 years post-reveal, Mark in formal suit watched Ethan high school grad. Now 19, son matured impressively. Smart fit, quiet fortitude like grandpa's. Beside Sophia, 16, filmed on phone, overcame trauma via therapy, bloomed confident with cyber passion inspired by dad's family shield work. Now, principal said, valedictorian Ethan Thompson. Mark beamed as Ethan podium approached. No mom surname now. Legal shift 3 years back post Sarah Wright's end on extra spy conviction. My path here, unconventional. Ethan started steady grown. Many no story bits news records, but key lessons post spotlight when life moved. Mark heard son eloquent on bounce back honesty, rebuild strength. No direct mom or scandal mention, yet trust truth base hints spoke loads. Dad showed we're shaped by response, not events. Taught protecting essentials needs hard calls, true power, and right over easy. Post-ceremony fave eatery celebrate Mark's secure, vibrated alert. Convicted spy Ivan Kuznetsov, dead in custody, suspected suicide. Mark showed Laura 2-year wife who brow raised. Both new ops, likely old handlers tied end. Okay, Dad, Ethan noted swap. Nothing ours now, Mark said stowing. Work. That PM as Ethan packed for Academy fall start Dad's path, but Navy Cyber over Intel. Mark got alert. S. Thompson seeks final contact via counsel, claims key net info. Mark deleted Sans reply. Sarah claimed thrice past 5 years. Bits for eased rules or visits. Intel minor, outdated motives sly. Kids unseen mom over 3 years since visit Intel reveal. Ethan cut full. Sophia sparse overseen notes till 16, then stopped. Dad, Sophia door-framed. Talk, always. Mark cleared desk amid Academy docs. Sophia sat fidgety. Mom's counsel emailed. Wants meet pre-my college, says vital in-person info. Your take on it? Mark neutral. Think manipulation still, but part wonders if here to close book. Your choice, Sophia. Adult enough. Mark careful. But closure often internal, not outside. Sophia thoughtful. You never closed with her, huh? Found my form. Mark honest. Focusing controllable safe home for you, Ethan. Meaningful job. Life on truth, not deceit. Regret outcome, no forgive. Mark pondered. No regret shielding you, Ethan. Forgiveness, some hurts too deep hit too many innocents. Mom betrayed not just me, you, Ethan, country self. Unforgivable for me, but your path yours. Forgiveness choice per values limits. Sophia quiet. I'll pass meet. Not can't forgive, but motives unchanged won't be tool again. Mark felt sad pride mix. Sad for young hard lessons. Proud wisdom strength gained. That night kids asleep. Laura bedside reading. Mark reflected 5 years. Kuznetsov net mostly gone. Unit global family guard. Work ongoing new threats rise as old fade. Thoughts. Laura asked book down. Reflecting, Mark said. Ethan Academy. Sophia deciding on Sarah. Stronghold holds. Laura got reference. Early heal. Mark likened rebuild to stronghold. Not hide, but secure base for world engage. You gave them amazing, Laura said. Not just shield self-protect tools. We all, he amended, including her. Laura key and heal, adding warmth, steadiness, respecting mom emotions. Phone buzzed, final update. S. Thompson transfer done. Max sec com blackout per order. Mark aside, sans note. Sarah chose repeated. Now consequences. Permanent family kid isolation from betrayal. Exploit try. Legal end contact war. Brutal needed. Court agreed ongoing threat to well-being security. Morning help. Ethan Academy load. Fall. Sophia senior start. Lives unfold, shaped not defined by past hurts. Stronghold not walls, but truth, openness, firm values. Within, kids found safety plus strength for own ways. Outside, deceit over loyalty. Choosers found no mercy, no pardon, no re-entry. Some might label unforgiving. Mark saw purpose, clarity. Foe breached home, once weaponizing loved versus values. Breach sealed harm, fixed lessons taken. Never repeat. In the end, this story teaches that true strength emerges from facing betrayal head-on, prioritizing protection of the innocent, and rebuilding on a foundation of integrity. The key message: trust is fragile, but resilience and clear boundaries can turn even the deepest wounds into sources of unbreakable resolve.